चंदू नहीं चैंपियन है मैं तब पूछ लोगे
चेकबुक
कितना भी हाँ that's just one take we don't have any other take
wow
दोनों साइड से एक ही वो take लगा है
Remember in the first meeting I said बाल काटने पड़ेंगे. He didn't bat an eyelid. Maybe inside he was saying what the hell is he talking about? You know, it came two iconic sort of characters in terms of Tiger and Bajrangi came out of it.
अभी मैं यहाँ लिफ्ट में भी आ रहा था तो बच्चे उनकी दादी उनके अंकल आंटी सब लोग जो पूरी फैमिली थी they got shocked कि मैं लिफ्ट में जैसे आया तो and they were like we just saw your film.
When I was growing up and watching films, we didn't even know what are the opening figures. मुझे आज तक नहीं मालूम सोनी ने कितने पैसे बनाए.
And a lot of people have texted me about it, and even I cry every time I see that scene. There was this message from someone who just wanted to hug me, you know, like कि मुझे सिर्फ hug करना है तुझे आके.
Thanks to Kartik Aaryan, Kabir Khan, Chandu Champion, and of course Murlikant Petkar. Anytime someone makes fun of your dreams, just tell them hasta kai ko hai re. Tell me, how are you guys feeling? There's so much of love for Chandu Champion. Did you guys anticipate it, or how are you kind of soaking in all the love?
You know, it's been overwhelming. We were very happy with the way the film was coming along, and we were very happy when we finally saw the film. But you know, there's always that little anxiety to see how the world receives it, and the kind of love that poured in is truly overwhelming. I mean, I must say that, you know, I've had a few big sort of commercial blockbusters in my life, but I haven't got this kind of love for a film, and that actually moves you emotionally because when people pick up small nuances of a film, you know, oh, you did that in that scene, oh, Kartik did that in that scene, and these are very small things that sometimes that Kartik and I would discuss in a scene and say, hey, let's do this, and then people pick it up, and that gives you a lot of joy as a filmmaker that, you know, we went the extra mile, whether it was in the way in performances that Kartik pulled in and the other actors pulled in, or in terms of our sound design, or in terms of our production design, in terms of the cinematography, and then every department gets the love that's due. I mean, the kind of love that Sudeep Chatterjee is getting for the cinematography. So when it all comes together, the way people are reacting to Preetham's music, it really is a overwhelming feeling, and that's what ultimately we work for, you know, because it's this love that, you know, then just carries for years for your film. Every time the film will come on a OTT or a channel, again another wave of that love keeps coming to you. So yeah, it's been an overwhelming experience.
Kartik, it's not new for you to get the love, but for this film, I'm sure it must be special.
Yeah, I've said this before also. I think this is one of my, I mean, the kind of love that I've gotten for this film is unreal. And I've never gotten so much love for a character or for a film of mine. I've seen the box office, I've seen commercial successes, but this kind of love is something which is unimaginable. And the way even after the first screenings to till date, a lot of people, अभी मैं यहाँ लिफ्ट में भी आ रहा था तो बच्चे उनकी दादी उनके अंकल आंटी सब लोग जो पूरी फैमिली थी they got shocked कि मैं लिफ्ट में जैसे आया तो and they were like we just saw your film and thank you for everybody is actually saying this that thank you for making this film
absolutely
and this story you know कि उस पे light डालना है story पे so which you really feel when somebody says this you feel proud of what you've done and so I'm really I said this before also, this is like a diamond in my filmography and it'll be, and Chandu Champion will always be precious to me.
It's actually, you know, it's not just the quantity of the messages. Quantity of messages come for other films also. It's the quality of the messages. A lot of people, you can see from the message that they've been so emotionally moved by it. So they're not writing a great film, maza aaya, you know, they're writing they're revealing a personal emotion of theirs that has moved them, and that really makes you happy because it shows that the film is touching them deeply. It's not a film that they'll just watch, enjoy and go.
And all this on one side, just to see Murlikant also getting so much love and he feeling so loved, that must be a special and fulfilling experience. But for me also, because I feel ashamed, I did not know about it till the time Chandu Champion was of course announced. Just to see him happy, like how does that feel for you guys?
Yeah, no, absolutely, you're right. That you know, for a person who literally went into oblivion despite what he achieved for this country, to, in a certain sense, get the love due to him after half a century, that itself is such an amazing story,
Absolutely.
right? The fact that I wish there could be a postscript to the thing that finally when the film came out, people gave him so much of respect, and we saw it because we did a few screenings with him. You know, for a foot soldier of the Indian Army to be flanked by the Vice Chief of the Army Staff and the Chief of the Army Staff and watch his life unfold on screen, and then for the senior officers of that level to salute him. I could see that was probably the greatest moment for him, you know. All the love and adulation from the audience versus the Chief of Army Staff saluting him I can't even begin to imagine what he must be feeling.
Kartik, I actually noted down the loudest cheer in the theatre was first when you punched like in the army training camp, the first punch. Of course, when it was announced that he's going for the Olympics, and third was when he won the first heat. Like these three were the loudest cheer. For you, like which has been your favorite moment from that film? Something that just kind of stays with you.
There are so many moments. I really can't, because every moment is so unique and so different from each other that I cannot pick one. I can give you more and more, and I can tell you ki, for example, the first time that he wins the dangal, the wrestling thing, you know, and the first time the title appears, the way the title also appears, I think it's something which is heroic in a way, and for an unsung hero, that kind of an entry, it becomes a, so I think I really enjoyed that, and I could hear the audience cheering at that point of time, because there, you know, he proves that for the first time that he's not Chandu, he's a champion. So, you know, the wo ek moment, but then apart from that, there are lots and lots of moments, like even the lowest phase of Murli sir, and how it's been treated. Like one of my favorite scene is the brothers wala scene. You know, where his elder brother is asking him and telling him that they'll have to leave him alone. And a lot of people have texted me about it, and even I cry every time I see that scene. So I think, and it's in that moment where Anirudh, who has done a fabulous job, you know, in that scene and in the entire film also, the way he, you know, says in Maza champion tu, and it breaks, you know, it broke so many hearts actually in the theatres whenever we saw it. So and पता नहीं वो जब हम लोग कर भी रहे थे वो scene, it just happened. We were हम लोग बस रीडिंग सेशंस करके आए थे, कुछ और प्लानिंग करके आए थे, बट कुछ करते करते जो वहाँ पे निकला वो बहुत नेचुरल सा.
It's a very honest, organic scene that plays out over there.
So and there are so many moments like that. With Vijay Raj sir, so many moments with him. Like he's been such an amazing co-star. Like I can't thank him enough for being there, and the way he does such big moments or big scenes with, मतलब इतने ease से कर देते हो, इतने ease से.
Actually, you know, he's right about that, because there's sometimes when on set you don't realize what he's done, and sometimes I would say, okay, should I push it a little more or not? And then when I see it on the edit,
monitor पे अलग लगता है.
Oh my God, he's done so much. I didn't realize he's done all this.
Champion बोल, तू बनेगा champion. That scene. That's just one take. We don't have any other take.
Wow.
दोनों side से एक ही वो take लगा है.
There's a special moment in Murlikant's life that he kind of sees his first news article. Kartik, tell me, what is your memory of seeing your first news article?
First news article?
Yeah.
Nice. I think, I don't know, I remember मैं news article नहीं, but प्यार का पंचनामा posters, आमिर सर ने भी ऐसे किया था. वो क्योंकि posters कम लगे हुए थे, तो मैं जाके लगा रहा था बहुत जगहों पे. So I used to stay in लोखंडवाला, and a lot of people, so over there a lot of actors come there कि हाँ हमें actor बनना है ये सब. So for me, that was the thing कि मेरी film आ रही है. I wanted everybody to know, at least in लोखंडवाला, कि जहाँ मैं रहता हूँ वहाँ पे तो दिखेगा हाँ मेरी कोई film आ रही है. तो वो मुझे अच्छे से याद है कि प्यार का पंचनामा के बहुत पोस्टर्स मैंने इधर उधर, और वो छोटे से जो आते हैं पेपर वाले, वो चिपका रहा था मैं दीवारों पे.
So sweet.
Which is kind of illegal, but yeah.
So, for you, of course, coming from a no filmy background to entering this industry, getting so much success from your first film, but that stereotype of being a chocolate boy, that monologue must have stuck for you. But it's also a very thin line, because there's this temptation that you're getting films after films on that highlight, but you also want to kind of prove yourself. Tell me about that journey to kind of breaking out from that image for you.
I think it's been a journey. I see. You have to keep proving. I think with one film or the other, I've been just trying to do that. It took a lot for me to reach and get a film from Kabir sir. You know, it's like something. मेरे लिए वो एक achievement वाली बात भी है कि मुझे इनके direction में वो film मिली और वहाँ तक आने के लिए एक पूरा process रहा है, एक progress रही है कि and it's needed also. It's not like कि हाँ अभी आप it's a business model. It's a eventually बहुत सारी चीजें involve होती हैं उसके बाद आपको कोई film offer हो पाती है and also you have to be talented enough. You have to mold yourself according to these things. But from a Pyar Ka Panchnama to a Sonu to now, it's been a journey and I'll मुझे आगे भी prove करते रहना पड़ेगा. But that is my journey and I'm really proud of it. And I hope this continues. मतलब ये एक टेस्ट पार होता है फिर दूसरा टेस्ट वो टेस्ट चलता रहता है. But that's the excitement. That's the nervous energy that I have with every film. With I'm giving a unit test or an exam, or then the next one.
Yeah. For filmmakers also, Kabir, of course, to have an actor who you know will bring success to certain formula. Like what's your like thought process when you cast someone like Kartik for a film like Chandu?
So for me, see, I'm not really casting actors because of the success ratios. Of course, you know, you are trying, if you're making a big film, you need stars because stars also bring in audiences and they bring in most importantly a certain budget on which you need to mount a certain kind of a film. But for me, it's very important to be able to see the character in that actor. And for Chandu Champion, it was, and that's because before this, we had not really interacted beyond the casual, you know, social interactions at film events where you say hello, hi, and then you sort of move on. So our first meeting itself was something where I began to see elements of Chandu Champion in Kartik. There's one very important and very rare character element is that youthfulness that you need in an actor. Not too many stars unfortunately have that in our industry right now, which was there plenty in Kartik. I could see those elements of, you know, that and also the enthusiasm for the material, the eagerness to, like, I remember in the first meeting I said baal kaatne padenge. He didn't bat an eyelid. Maybe inside he was saying what the hell is he talking about, but he said yes, of course. And I said, you know, you'll have to learn so many skills, you'll have to go through body transformations, but he was game for it. And you could see the genuine excitement for the material. And I think that's very important as a director. If you see that an actor is excited for that role, that character, then you know the journey will be interesting, it will be fun. Otherwise it's an uphill task. If you have to every day try and convince somebody to do it a certain way, then it's not enjoyable. And I truly believe that the journey of a film should be very enjoyable because, you know, that's our life. The life of an actor and a director is the journey of the film, not the you know, 3-4 days of release. Those come and go, but when you look back at a film that you've done like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, you remember the journey, whether it was good or not. So I think that was very important, and I think from the word go, we were on the same page when it came to the material at hand and how we wanted to approach it, and that's why the journey was so engaging, interesting, and a lot of fun for us.
Kartik, also apart from the audiences, you have your own fan base. You got a lot of love from the industry, be it Shabana Azmi, Javed Akhtar, Karan Johar, Katrina Kaif. The list is the long one. For you, who've kind of had a phase where there were so many negative articles about you, there was a certain negativity about you, how does that feel? Like, does it get emotional when you see this kind of love coming from your colleagues?
I mean, there are ups and downs in this industry, and wherever. I mean, it's part and parcel of any career. I think highs or lows होते रहते हैं, और ऐसी situations आती रहती हैं. So you can't stick to one situation, and you can't be, you know, thinking about that one particular incident in life. I think people move on, and you move on, and I guess I get really I try to live in the moment. I don't, मैं ऐसे past या future इतना वो नहीं, मैं अभी कहाँ हूँ, किस situation में हूँ, मैं उसमें ज़्यादा concentrate करता हूँ. So when जिस तरीके से जितना प्यार चंदू चैंपियन के लिए मिल रहा था, I think I was just overwhelmed. I'm still overwhelmed with the kind of love or response that we are getting for the film. As I said earlier, I've never gotten so much love before this. It's something which we expected it in a way, but this ये थोड़ा unexpected हो गया. ये थोड़ा उसको भी एक level बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर चला गया. And तो वो चीज़ ऐसा लगा कि beat the critics, beat the audience, beat whosoever is watching from the industry, they're all actually genuinely texting you. They're trying to. There was this message from someone who just wanted to hug me. You know, like कि मुझे सिर्फ hug करना है तुझे आके. और कि मैं इतना रोया हूँ. After so long, I've cried in a film like this, and so many such messages have you know. शबाना आज़मी जी, वो दोनों को हमें कबीर सर और मुझे ऐसे आर्म्स ऐसे फैला के she just came and hugged both of us, and she was teary eyed. So it's just unreal to see such you know, happiness and love. So yeah, I'm just living in this moment, and I'm enjoying all the love that I'm getting.
But what about those low phases? Like, how did you kind of overcome? Did you have hope that this will change?
Yeah, low phase बहुत हुए मेरे life में. So I've always thought कि इससे ज़्यादा नीचे अभी क्या ही जाएगा. तो हमेशा बस वो thought process शायद से रहता है. I don't know. I mean, I'm always hopeful. I'm always optimistic कि हाँ कुछ ना कुछ positive होगा. And I've been someone who refused to surrender.
And Kabir, as we were talking about box office, I was just speaking to Anurag Kashyap the other day, and he mentioned how today films are first have a budget and then the story is written. It's according to the star. Tell me, what are the course correction that we need immediately to kind of change things, because right now everyone's talking how the industry does not have enough money to survive.
So absolutely, I think post-COVID definitely has to be a relook at the kind of budgets that we are spending and the kind of returns that are coming, because there has been a shift towards people preferring to watch films on OTTs. A lot of films that do not say offer a spectacle enough, then they'll feel that okay, let's watch it on OTT, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because see, as storytellers, for us, it's ultimately we need an audience, whether they come on this platform or that platform. But for that, what happens is your budget gets affected because OTTs come with a fixed price, right? Whereas theatrical business is something that is a varied one. So sometimes when you spend a lot of money, you feel okay, maybe it can go there, but what if it doesn't go there? So I think what will have to be corrected is all the collaborators, the principal collaborators in a film will have to probably realize, okay, how much of the money that we have should be spent that will go on the screen, and maybe a lot of it will have to go on to back end. So you take your basic fees, take your basic sort of minimum fees and say, okay, let's all go on to back end. That will stop putting pressure on the film, and if a film does spectacular business at the box office, everybody is there to you know, enjoy those profits. But if it doesn't, you're still safe. You still made a film that you wanted to, and you're not compromised. Because otherwise, what will happen is, and that's something which can be very tragic for a film, where in order to service the fees of everybody, you start compromising what's going on the screen. That should not happen. You know, and if that begins to happen, then you have to have a relook and say, okay, guys, let's relook at this and see where we can help in.
Kartik, also a lot of pressure, I think, falls on actors like you who are A-listers and stars who kind of produces back on. How do you kind of navigate a way where you get paid what you deserve and, of course, kind of not be a burden to producers?
I mean, it's exactly what Kabir sir said right now. I mean, you go find those back-end stuff. You don't put pressure on the film from day one. And I think that is something which a lot of producers and a lot of actors are following nowadays. And I'm also trying to do that a lot more with more so with films that requires that kind of budgets. I think that is very important for a film to you know, if you need that kind of a film, if you need that spectacle maybe for any kind of film, I think you need those budgets, and you need you need some kind of recovery.
Yeah.
So that recovery has to be really important, and I think, and that's the only way. I guess that's the only way
Yeah.
to go back. And
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
way. You have to, like even for a film like Chandu Champion, for example, you know, we needed to make it at a certain scale.
Yeah.
And we knew there's a certain recovery, you know, Kartik as a star has a certain recovery. And then you say, okay, this is the recovery, and with this kind of recovery, this is the kind of budget we need. So let's spend everything that's showing on screen. Let's hold back on things that are not showing on screen.
Yeah.
So everybody sort of has taken that adjustment to make,
Yeah.
so, okay, like, let's not compromise on the scenes that will be there for posterity.
Absolutely.
Let's compromise on things that, you know, which are the things which you can always look
Yeah.
at back end. That way what happens is the films at least become safe. They at least become like, okay, you've all recovered your money and you managed to make a
Yeah.
film you're proud of. Otherwise, sometimes it doesn't work well and you've made a film that you're not proud of because you compromised on a
Absolutely.
scale. And then it's a
Yeah.
bad feeling. You know, कि यार
So you
picture
took
भी
a
अच्छी
backing
नहीं
leave
बनाई.
for this. But Kartik, you also
सब पूछ लोगे यार.
आज checkbook
कितना
लेके
भी
जाऊंगी.
चेक दिखाता हूँ.
But tell me, do you feel it's also a lot of pressure on actors like you, because there's this box office pressure that's already there. Now the budget pressure is also there. People are talking about entourage costs that you guys bring along. Tell me, how do you kind of navigate through these financial talks?
No, I think ऐसा कुछ प्रेशर नहीं है. ये सब हेडलाइंस में कई बार बहुत ज़्यादा लगता है, बट नेचुरली ऐसे सब लोग, be it with the producers or the makers, directors and the actors, I think हम लोग बहुत ऐसे, it's not like there's some kind of miscommunication happening. We are all communicating amongst each other and we know what is best for the film and accordingly we take decisions. तो ऐसा नहीं होता है कि कल अगर वो फिल्म को उससे नुकसान हो रहा है तो कोई भी एक्टर ये चाहेगा नहीं नुकसान हो लेकिन मेरा तो फ़ायदा ही फ़ायदा. ऐसा कोई नहीं कर रहा है, ना वो एक्टर कर रहा है, ना वो डायरेक्टर, ना वो प्रोड्यूसर कर रहा है. सो आई थिंक वो हेडलाइंस में कई बार वो ऐसा साउंड करता है, अरे यार इसका ये इसका वो, बट वो आई डोंट थिंक सो कि इन दिस डे एंड एज आई थिंक देयर इज इतना मिसकम्युनिकेशन नहीं है. वी कम्युनिकेट आई थिंक वेल एंड वी ट्राई टू बी फेयर टू द फिल्म. सो देयर इज नो प्रेशर एज सच दैट वी टेक. आई एम पर्सनली, मैं इन चीज़ों में इतना प्रेशर नहीं लेता हूँ, एंड आई गो विद द लॉजिक्स एंड द मैथमेटिक्स ऑफ इट.
Yeah. Another thing that's making headline these days are corporate bookings and bulk booking. What do you have to say about it? Because there's this trust factor that gets questioned when it comes to the numbers.
See, these are, as I said, these are all trends that come and go, and these are things that if producers and studios and distributors feel help them in their business, I don't really have a ethical position on them, because you know it's not like they're robbing anybody. Firstly, I feel our industry as a whole has become so numbers oriented, it's almost unhealthy. While when I was growing up and watching films, we didn't even know what are the opening figures. मुझे आज तक नहीं मालूम शोले ने कितने पैसे बनाए. You know, किसको मालूम है दीवार ने कितने पैसे.
Now it's a dinner table.
You remember the film, no? Who remembers this? It's become like a game.
Absolutely.
So when it becomes like a game, then people come to play the game. And when you play the game, firstly, people start citing numbers. 90% I can tell you this, 90% of our audience doesn't know what that number means, because there are so many different numbers. There's an India net, there's an India gross, there's a worldwide gross. So there's so many, the number is thrown. And so in this fascination of numbers, some of the players are trying to say, okay, let's get bigger numbers by doing things like corporate bookings, things. So I don't have a moral position on this. You want to play the game, play. Ultimately, it's still money coming into the ecosystem. So it's not a big deal. This is only a source of concern, if any, for people who are only tracking numbers and not tracking what the film is and what the film is giving to audiences. So I don't think, I think this is it's a phase and it'll die off.
But
It's not relevant to the industry.
Lastly, tell me, of course, Bhool Bhulaiyaa, you're working with Vidya and Madhuri both. Tell me about that experience, because Madhuri, of course, I think most of us have grown up watching her. So tell me about that experience.
I'll tell you, I've been shooting with Vidya, ma'am. So I've had a really fun schedule with her, and she's someone I'm learning so much from. I think she's bindaas, she's too much fun, but जब वो कैमरा के सामने आती हैं तो she becomes someone else, and that is something which I really like about her. And she doesn't, again, she's someone जो बहुत ease में रहती हैं, वो on camera, off camera वो वैसा रहता है, and she's someone who literally वो अकेले फिल्म देखने चली गई थी और उन्होंने चंदू चैंपियन और उन्होंने मुझे कॉल किया. I think
she called me also.
Yeah,
so effusive. Yeah.
so she's like very expressive.
Yeah.
She's very and I like the fact that she's a team player. She's really someone who's I got injured recently during some dance ka thing, so she kept saying that you don't need to rehearse, you are a good dancer. She's वो तारीफ करके वो आप खुद ही वो आपको motivate करती रहती है. So it's nice.
So you don't have scenes with Madhuri, or will you shoot like later?
Can't talk about it. I don't know what.
And Kabir, lastly for you, I wanted to ask you, of course, like Kartik mentioned how Chandu Champion is a diamond in his career. Kind of Bajrangi Bhaijaan is for you, like anytime someone talks about you, they do mention Bajrangi Bhaijaan. Tell me, there's this pressure that everyone wants you and Salman to maybe collaborate for a part 2, a sequel of it. How do you kind of look at it, and do you feel like that temptation to do it, because you know people would want to watch that?
No, it's very simple. I think it's like if there's a script that comes with both I would love and I see Salman in it, and Salman sees the script and gets excited by it, there's no reason why we will not do it. We've had a fabulous collaboration over the years, and Salman's role in my career is something that I will never be able to underestimate. It's something that has been a very fruitful collaboration for me. It gave two iconic sort of characters in terms of Tiger and Bajrangi came out of it. So I would love to do it, but it has to be script based. You can't take any script and say, okay, we should work together, because he'll also look at it and say, this doesn't make sense. Me as a filmmaker, I will say, there's no way Salman can do this. Absolutely. So if ever in the future there's a script that comes where I feel this will be great for Salman and Salman will get excited by it, we will definitely work together. Amazing.